Hi everyone, I am back and this is going to be part 2 of the previous tutorial I did with you guys. And I know my specialty is not Procreate or lettering or just working on the iPad, but I figured I'd switch it up and do a really quick basic tutorial on how you can do some lettering using Procreate app on the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil. A lot of you might not have it. It's quite a heavy investment, but for someone like me, it totally makes sense and I love it. And as you can see, if you've noticed, there's a lot of kid apps on here as well. So it kind of also works as my kids' playground every now and then when I really need some peace and quiet. So, the reason I'm doing this is because this is part 2 from the All of You watercolor video that I did. And the purpose behind this is I'm just going to do the lettering for all of you using Procreate app. And this is just the process that I go through when I kind of combine my lettering along with watercolor. And so again, like I had mentioned in the olive video, this is my Valentine's Day special series of videos just to sort of mix things up, mixed media, show you guys how I normally function and what I use. So I've clicked on Procreate app and this is what it looks like. And as you can see, there's several, I'll just give you the lay of the land really quickly, what it look like, what it entails, and then we'll go from there. So these are you'll see multiple items like this stacked on each other. They're actually called stacks, so you can actually group your projects together. So I have grouped them under like products, so that's lettering that I do for my products, wedding stuff that I do, Instagram items, because a lot of my Instagram posts are all done by me, whether it's through the iPad Pro using Procreate app or watercolor or what have you. I'm huge on putting out my own stuff and not taking and reposting others. So it's just my thing. I know, why recreate the wheel, right? But that's how I roll. So I'm just going to click on one of them and show you what it looks like. So this is some of the stuff that I have under the Instagram stack. Yes, I'm trying to look for the word. And I'm going to click on the All of You one. And so this is what I did. I was just playing around and I really liked it. So I ended up going with this look. But I'm just going to show you really quickly how this is done, how you can do it. If you do have the iPad Pro and you know you're interested in getting into lettering or just art using digital programs, then this would be a good start, because the Procreate app is actually, I think it's fairly reasonable compared to like Photoshop or Illustrator. It goes for I think I paid about $9 US, which is amazing. And then every time there's an upgrade, you get the upgrade for free. And you can just do so much with it. Like when I first downloaded, I'm just going to go back. These are the items that were preloaded on this already, but it gives you an idea of what you can do. So this was all done in Procreate. They've made it one layer, but yeah, it would be several layers. Kind of works very similar to Photoshop. Again, see, this is another look that was created, which is a more artsy look using Procreate app. So there's a lot you can do. So I'm just going to quickly open a new canvas. Let's call it a canvas. So you can create a new one by just clicking on the plus right there. And it gives you a couple of options. Like you can do a square, you can do 4x6, and you can create your own custom sizes if you wish. And the screen size is also there. So it really depends on what size you want to create your project in or at. I'm just going to click on the regular square And there it is. So this is what it looks like. So just really quickly, what is what around here? So these are your brushes. These are your most important things. You get a whole bunch of brushes that come with the app that are amazing. So there's brushes for sketching, there's brushes for inking, calligraphy, painting, artistic, like this, just a bunch. So I'm just gonna show you what you can do. So this is what? Yeah, this was turpentine and artistic. Here's the sketching. Like this legit looks like a pencil. It's really cool actually what you can do with it. And then you can also, oh, actually hold on. Let me show you the organic ones. So the organic ones are like clay or cotton. Let's do cotton. And so you can, really get some cool effects if you really know and experiment and just have the time to sort of invest in learning how to do stuff. Like here's water. And that's really cool, right? Because it almost looks like kind of like that marble look. So you could probably use a brush like this to create a marble background if you wish, for your projects. And then you can also import brushes. I have a slew of brushes that I've imported in here. A lot of them are made by other designers that do this on a higher level, not just experimentation like me. And they create these beautiful brushes and they are able to provide them for free to people like us who are just experimenting and trying out. So truly grateful to designers and their time that, they take their time to kind of provide things like this as and when they learn. And then we don't have to go through that process, that painful process of creating it ourselves. So one of my favorite brushes is Durango, and it's by Holly Pixels. Holly is amazing at what she does. She does a lot of the iPad Pro stuff. She's got some great tutorials out there. I'm going to make her link available down so you guys can check her out. But so this is what her brush looks like. Holly! Yeah. Anyways, okay, so I was giving you the lay of the land. So those are brushes. This is a smudge tool. Let me actually use the brush and just... Oh, while we're on the brushes, these two here control the size of the brush stroke. So you can go super big, you can go super tiny, right? So that really controls that. This second one here controls the opacity. So I've put the opacity to about 60. Oh, hold on, why is that not working? There we go. So opacity and brush size. And now I'm going to take this, and this pretty much allows you to blend using one of the brush. Well, you got to pick the brush that you want, and then based on that, you can actually do your blend. So it's kind of neat how that works. And then this is an eraser. And again, with the eraser too, you can pick a brush. Let's pick something really obvious. So let's pick Victorian because this has the flourishes. And I'm just going to make sure the opacity is high. And so you can actually just use the brush and it creates the patterns on there. Or you can just use a regular, let's use a regular one. Like, let's do the damp brush. And then see how that just kind of gives you a cool effect. So again, there's like so much experimentation you can do with these. It's just really helpful. This last icon here is layers. And it's kind of, if you're familiar with Photoshop or Illustrator, it kind of works very similar. You can have several layers, like you can have one layer for your color. So for instance, let's clear this layer. So you click on it and go clear. And then let's just select our colors from the circle icon right there. I'm going to pick let's pick let's pick this mauve purpley color. Click on that again and go fill layer, and it fills the layer. So this is going to be my background layer. I can rename it and call it background color, and then press the plus icon, and that creates a new layer, and I can call that text. And then I can go back to my brush layer, select a black, and then I'm kind of ready to do my text writing. So I'm just going to make sure I selected Durango. We're going to use Durango for this lettering. The reason for having layers is so that if you want to just isolate the text itself, then you don't have it sitting on top of the color. And you can just put another background color, or you could just take out the background color altogether. So layers really do help in that area. And this is why I like to use them anyways. So I'm going to do the text now, and then I'll show you guys what the rest of this, how the rest of these options right there function. And then we can be better equipped with knowledge in this area. All right, so I have my brush selected, Durango, and I'm just going to see if this is a good enough thickness. And we're doing olive hue. So the way I, for lettering, especially with this brush, is you down strokes, you press down hard. Oops. Make sure the opacity is on high. Down strokes, you press down hard. Up strokes, you go really light, so you get the thick and thin, and then down strokes hard. Up strokes light, down strokes hard, up strokes light, down strokes hard, up strokes light, and you get the drift, right? So now this is way too thin. Oh, and I did another thing. So how do I undo this? So there's these two little icons right below the opacity and the point size. You want to click on the arrow that points to the left, and that just takes things away, and you can back up that way. And if you want to sort of redo things, you just go the other way with the other arrow, and that brings it back. Pretty cool, eh? So I want to continue with OLIVE. There we go. Olive. And then U. You want to press down, go light, press down again. Press down. Oops. See, I kind of lost a bit of traction there, so I'm going to undo. So that's all of you. I'm going to redo this, but I just want to show you how I can select this and make it bigger or smaller, or maybe even tweak the angle. So I just go to the selection arrow at the top left, and that selects everything. So the fact that it's selecting everything around here leads me to believe that there's something going on in this area that I don't see. But the way to resize this would be just using your fingers, just click and drag, and there's the item. So that's easy to do. Just click on the, easy to get rid of. So just click on the eraser and erase. Just make sure you have a proper solid eraser selected. Otherwise it might give you a blurry effect. All right, that's done. So what was I doing? Oh yes, I said I would rewrite Olive. So I just wanted to show you how you use your strokes to write. Again, for this, if you're not used to doing calligraphy or lettering, this will take a bit of time for you to get used to. And I would suggest there's a ton of designers out there, letterers, hand letterers out there, who've made resources like practice sheets available where you can practice the lettering. And a lot of them are for the iPad as well, so that would really help. I'm going to try and post some links down so you guys can have access to this if you are interested in this route. And then you can start practicing before you delve into this, or you can just delve into it. That's what I did, because I kind of grew up doing a lot of cursive writing in school, and now I'm kind of reaping the fruit. Is that legit? Yeah, you could say that, because it's kind of, it comes easier to me because I spend hours and hours just writing with a fountain pen. Oh my gosh, I thought my hand would fall off. But today I'm like peachy, completely peachy. I was going to say peachy keen, but that's not right. Okay, so back to this. Enough blabbering. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I had done here. I think this was it. Nope. Yes. So I'm going to do it like this, and it won't come out exactly like this, but you know, nothing will, I mean, you can never really create the exact replica of something. Something will always be off. So that's how art works. So I'm going to make this a little bit thicker and then start. And I hope you can see this. So that's too thick. It's easier to do them in bits and pieces, so then if you ever need to go back, you're not getting rid of everything. And that's always been my issue. I always like to do the whole thing, and then if I have to go back because I don't like something, then I'm kind of messed up because I lose everything. So that's the O. I'm going to do the L. No, I don't like that. So what I'll do is I'll just... No, I don't like how that's turning out either. I don't mind that. And there's the I. And now I'll go for the U. And you might not get your strokes perfect. That's okay. Just kind of continue as long as it's not terrible. Terribly off, I mean. Okay. I think I kind of like this. I'm just going to center this. And then I'm going to do my flourish over here. And so this is a little bit tricky because now I have to do this flourish and make sure it connects at the same thickness here. So it might take a few tries of back and forth, but you know, you can finally, like, it's possible. Oops. Oh, I have low battery. So that wasn't too bad, but I'm not entirely pleased with it. So I'm going to, nope, don't like that either. I like that. So that kind of works for me. I don't mind staying with that. And now I want to fix the thicks and the thins because I feel like maybe it's not consistent. So all you do is using your two fingers, you can just widen or lessen, and that kind of zooms in and out. And what you can do is you just go in and you, using the same brush that you have, you can make things thicker or make things lighter and just clean stuff up. You can zoom in more if you want. if that really helps you. Okay, I'm just going to clean this bit up too. Make it a little more consistent. Now I'm doing this kind of quick because I don't want to spend forever on this tutorial. Also because a lot of this is trial and error and it's all about practice, really. So it doesn't matter how perfect I do this for you in a tutorial. Ultimately, you're going to need to do this yourself if this is the route you want to do, and then it's all about practice on your end. So I just like to give my edges like a little bit of a curl. So I zoom in and I do that. And it kind of makes the ends nicer. Or at least that's my opinion. So you see it kind of has that little twirl at the end. So it's nice. Yeah. So this is how I do my lettering in here. And so now here's another cool feature I'm going to show you. So how do I get this onto my computer so then I can transpose this into my painting? So I'll go back here because I don't want this pink background. This was literally just to show you guys how you can have a different background and how layers can work well for you. So I'm taking away that background. I'm leaving the white background and I'm going to go to my tool icon. And my tool icon allows me to do a couple of different things. The first one is canvas, so you can crop and resize your canvas. Obviously, you can flip stuff. I can share. So this is what I want to do. I want to click on share and then click the format that I want to share this image in. So I'm going to click on PNG because PNG is really good quality and it allows me to digitize it better. It's good quality and it's low in file size as well. So save image, and that literally saves it to my photos. And then if I just go to my photos, hopefully there's nothing risque in here that you guys see. Oh, hold on. There we go. So it shows up right here. And that's my most recent one. So now I want to email this to myself. So I can just go click on that icon and then just click on mail and then just email it to myself. Once I email it to myself, I open it up in Illustrator and that's where I digitize. And then I'm able to use it in my artwork. And the reason I digitize it in Illustrator is because I make it a vector file and then put it into the artwork. And the vector file simply allows me, gives me the flexibility of making this however big I want or however small I want, mostly big because then I don't lose the quality. So the edges are always nice and sharp. They aren't pixely like a normal image would be if you were to increase the size. I feel like I'm giving you guys way too much information. This might be information overload, but if you can grasp all of this and if this works for you, I am happy. One last thing I wanted to show you guys for this, actually maybe a couple because I did not go through these, did I? This icon over here allows you to adjust the opacity and liquefy and color balance. Once again, these are things you might not want to use for your initial time using Procreate, but you know that these are available for you. So opacity, pretty much you click left or right, it gives you the percentage at the top, and it's pretty much like making it transparent. 100% or, sorry, 0% or 100 in between. And yeah, there's like, you can even do a blur and that kind of gives you an effect like that if you want that. But just know that once you click away from this, it kind of sets it in. So you can't really, if you don't have a copy of your original, then you're kind of stuck with this blurry effect. So always make sure you do a duplicate, and then you can hide it and then do your experiments on the other level. That is if you're in the experimentation level. So that was that. And this is a selection tool. The little S is a selection tool. And what this allows you to do is say, I don't want the E attached here. I can just draw around it. Click on the arrow tool and then, ooh, voila. I can just kind of crop it out and just move it wherever I want to. And now I'm going to undo this. Thanks to the undo arrow. So we're back to that. And yep, and that's the selection tool. And this pretty much just allows you to take it anywhere you want to. Yeah, so I think I showed you all of that. We're good. And now for the final last thing, which I think is such a cool feature that Procreate provides, is the video feature. And it allows you to document your time lapse for the creation that you've done. And so, and just make sure like it's on, because you have the option of having it off or having it on. So you can also kind of purge a video. Say you're using the same file over and over again. It'll record the whole thing. So unless you have like a video program where you can adjust where you want to crop it, I would suggest purge and then redo right before you're doing a new project. So because this is a new file, everything's brand new. So I'm just going to export time lapse. Oh, I hope it didn't undo this. Oh, let's try. Full length. And I'm going to save it. And now it's saved. Let's do a replay. So it'll show you everything that I did from the start of this video till the finish. And that's like, I think it's 4 seconds. Isn't that cool? So that to me is like such a cool feature, because I love seeing how the original, how everything originates pretty much, or how it progresses and final outcome and whatnot. So anyway, so this is my tutorial in a nutshell of how I do my lettering and what I use to do it. I'm just thinking about how I can show you to vectorize stuff, but I think that's easier done if I just make that available as a blog post, and you're able to see how you can vectorize an image or lettering that you do in the Procreate app using Illustrator. So yeah, I think I will do that. And once I do that, I will put that as a link on here. So you can just check below and look for the link. And yeah, I really hope you guys find this helpful. It's honestly such a great tool. I love, love, love the iPad Pro, and I love Procreate. It's just an amazing, amazing tool. And I'm really not even using it to my fullest. Like, I'm just barely touching the edge. Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys like this. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, guys. Thanks. Bye.